There's a lot of information that's going to come out today. The most important thing, guys, before we even start, is beware of scammers. Dojo Fish staff team, this server is never going to DM you. We're never going to send you messages. Don't mint on any site that is not ours through our official link from inside this Discord. Also, we do send out emails. So there might be some emails with information. There's nothing to click in the emails. Don't click on anything. Just to give you updates over the next 24 hours in this week about what's going on with the project, some AMAs, some minting information. But there's nothing that you need to respond to in there or click on. You just come to the Discord, double check that it was an accurate email. Don't give anybody your wallet address. That's a big one. Is that all the important stuff, Jason and Josh, for the scamming conversation?
I believe so. Just another note, kind of tying into the DM thing. Even if it looks like a staff member is DMing you, we're not going to do that. So just be very. If you haven't turned off DMs already, we had a little tutorial we linked in an announcement a little while back. Maybe I can repost it. But yeah, I think you covered about everything.
Okay, great. And there's also scam accounts that are coming. We've seen people reporting posts, not just from the DMs. There's some scam websites. We just found like the 9th or 10th collection on OpenSea that is not real. We have set one up. There's going to be stuff that when you mint tomorrow, it'll go right to an official collection. So when the NFT shows up in your wallet and you look out on OpenSea, it'll be in the right place. Don't go buying on the secondary market from anywhere other than this main collection. We'll have the link when it's up here in Discord as well, so you know it's official. Now we've covered all the scamming stuff. I even got a scam message, guys. It was fun to see. Luckily, I didn't fall for it. Okay, let's give it 2 minutes. We'll make an announcement if we haven't already that we're in the. You did it a minute ago. We'll do it one more time, and then we'll let everyone know, and then we can start and talk about what's going on with the game, guys. I'm just writing into the chat. Okay, great. Josh or Jason, before I start and go into minting information, prices, news, updates, stuff that's going on, before we jump into the meat of the MEA, is there anything else that you guys want to bring up?
We're gonna have the launch details posted very shortly, maybe at some point before the AMA ends, which will have all kinds of goodies and updates for you, as well as how you guys can verify that whitelist is working for your address and you didn't mess anything up. We've had a lot of questions about that, making sure that your wallet address is correct, people wanting to double check. So you'll be able to all do that shortly and get that corrected before mint.
Okay, great. Really fast, and now I know I'm spilling some beans, but I'm just checking. Josh, has that how to test the wallet announcement gone up yet?
It is being worked on right now. It's viewable to
Got it.
you, Justin, but it's not viewable to everyone.
Okay, guys, you'll be able to check your wallets very shortly. There's a very cool function that's there. When you do get to check it, I guess I can just tell you guys what it is, who's in this chat. When the announcement comes up, there's going to be a way to check your wallet on the site. And when you check it, it will tell you what category you're in for mint, whether you're private whitelist, community, or public sale. And then it'll give you the exact timer that specified the countdown for your minting window. So the timer will be accurate for you, not for anyone else. Also, tomorrow's daylight savings. Don't mess up the times. Who knows? Does it go forward? Does it go back? It's always a mystery to me. Jason, Josh, no one knows.
It's spring forward, right? So we lose an hour of sleep.
You lose an hour. So put it in your schedule if you're trying to mint early or inside that window. Just be just to accommodate the daylight savings. Okay, I'm going to jump into some quick updates and information, and then we can jump into some gaming details. I'll tell you what those details are. And then we'll open up the questions so we can talk about the development of the game and the project. It's super fun. So just a reminder, tomorrow, everybody, is Mint Day. Private whitelist mints at noon Eastern. Community whitelist, the second wave, mints at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then the public sale begins at 9 p.m. Eastern. The mint prices are 0.1 for private whitelist, 0.11 for community, and 0.12 for the public sale. So private whitelist mints at a discounted price compared to every other window and the public sale. The whitelist perks, just in case you don't remember, are not only minting at a lower price, not only minting at an early and leisurely time. The first 200 people get a one limited edition fish head. It's one of 1,000. There's 2 different variants. They are Decentraland wearables. They're pretty funky looking. We're super into them. Savvy people can go and see them already. You can't actually buy them, but you will get them airdropped to you as the first 200 people. The first 2,000 people also get a Decentraland wearable Dojo Fish t-shirt. That is also part of a limited collection. It will be airdropped to you as well. And then later, for anyone who wasn't a part of that, they can go buy it if they want in the Decentraland store. It's an NFT. It'll appear on OpenSea or any secondary trade market and in your wallet. It will also be a wearable if you cruise around in Decentraland and come to the Metaverse Dojo. And that also will be airdropped to you sometime mid or early next week. The last part is there is the buying package. We listened to everybody over the last few weeks, and people always want deals. So we wanted to appease them, and we heard you. We made a buy 5, get 1 free package. There'll be an option when you go to Mint, and it'll say the buy 5, and you will get 6 coming to your wallet. So that's very exciting. We already ran over the scammers, so that's a good thing. And now we can get into the marketing blitz that's been going on. So there's been a lot of tension over the last couple of days. We are now being featured on Rarity Sniper. We're on several calendar sites. We were in a bunch of newsletters. We have banners on various coin sites, as well as like Mintable. And then Metasaurs collab went live yesterday or today. As well as a couple others. That's a big one. We're really thrilled about that. And we've been having a bunch of other AMAs, again, with athletes like we normally do, thanks to our other co-founder, Lord Rob Turbin, NFL Super Champ and Super Bowl champ. Tonight he is talking to Keith Smith. That's happening at 8 p.m. Eastern. Josh, can you help me and double check that I'm giving the right info? Or Jason?
That is correct. Yep, 8 p.m.
Yeah, so that's happening at 8 p.m. That should be pretty rad. Big NFTs, they're probably going to talk about some cool stuff. I'm into it. For anyone who hasn't seen in the channels, there is a minting roadmap, and it talks about what percentage of what we get accomplished in this project for this brand. Again, for anyone who's missed the last 2 AMAs about what we're doing here, we are building a brand, and this brand has mega potential. We are a Hollywood team of seasoned executives. We have characters defined by an Academy Award nominated Disney animation director. For anyone who hasn't been here, there are some recordings of live streams where Aaron was drawing the super rares and just doing AMAs because, I mean, the guy's so talented, he can just talk and draw at the same time. I can barely walk and chew gum. So it's really exciting. We have different phases of brand development. One of those is being the pilot. That's the first achievable milestone. And then the game would come after that. It's very exciting for us to talk about what these phases of development are, especially what's going on with the Dojo Fish brand. It has so many different applications. We've been talking to lots of people inside the industry and outside in manufacturing, production, studios, distribution, consumer goods, licensing, about the potential of what we can do with this brand because we are building it to expand it. This is what we do in our normal everyday lives. We wanted to do it in the NFT space. We wanted to do it with the community. It's super fun. NFT holders are going to be able to communicate with us, participate in the development of one or both aspects, if not all of them, provide feedback, get to beta test, get to see early. We've had over the last AMAs a couple of really interesting questions about participation from holders in some big things. Like if we do a pilot, I should say when we do the pilot, people are asking, oh, can NFT holders get cast? It's a little jump in the gun. We're not doing casting calls yet, but this is the type of stuff that the DAO, which we're going to set up a DAO for all NFT holders. Every fish gets a vote. Okay, so every fish gets a vote in the DAO, and you guys can decide on things like this, and you can make submissions. We're going to fund the wallet initially from the mint. There's details in the mint roadmap, and then we're going to put future earnings from the brand into the DAO wallet. And the community and the DAO, you guys can do whatever you want with these funds. You guys can make submissions to the brand and you can make suggestions. We would like to spend this money on a licensing deal. We would like to purchase merch. We would like to reward fish holders whose fish are utilized in different parts of the brand. Now, this is something I told everybody they could vote on. I think we go in and the first thing we do is we make this a rule that is of value to NFT holders. So there's a lot of different, like I said, applications for the brand, and there are 5,000 fish in this first Genesis collection, and these fish are all going to be utilized in different parts of the brand. The Gen 2 collection is not going to have the same voting rights as the Gen 1. So these fish are going to be the brand driver. And I think that, I mean, it's not just me, it's the team. We think that anyone whose fish are featured in certain aspects deserve to be rewarded for that. And we want the DAO to vote on that and to vote how those funds are distributed to those holders. It's really exciting stuff what we can do with the DAO and what we can do for each other to add value to these fish. These fish have value in different ways. This is just one of them. The other one, which we'll get to in the game, is going to be what differentiates your fish from other fish, as well as different features of the game too. For anyone, before I jump into details about the game and the phases of development, we're going to go over the entire overview of the process, the IP we've developed, the timeline. I'm going to read some details from our game design document, and then we'll talk about phase 1 and phase 2 development. Before I jump into that, really briefly, I will pause for a second so I can take a sip of my water and also open it up to any questions about anything we just discussed. Mint price, mint date, brand development, pilot development, anything about, though I won't have good answers, about the AMA coming up after this. I'll let you guys go. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to give it a second and then we'll move on to game. Okay, it sounds like everybody wants to talk about game development. So let's get into it. So game development is super fun on this project. We've always started out by looking at these characters when we realized that we had an entire universe that we created, that having these fish in a game is inherent to their existence and what they do. And the aesthetic style for Dojo fish, right, is like wrong side of the reef. This is like influences are vintage and retro animation. Mood and tone is like 90s Hong Kong kung fu movies, certainly American ones as well. Little 90s, little gritty. You know, Dojo fish, they stab you with broken beer bottles. They light Molotov cocktails on fire. They carry awkward weapons around. For those of you who haven't seen the extension, we have, I don't know how many weapons now. It's a large amount of weapons. I don't know the full number. And all of these weapons are going to be playable in the game because every single character will be playable in the game. I guess I'll just jump into right quick the development process, and then I will go into the overview and details about what the game and how the game will work. So gaming development is really interesting, especially because of the time of the century we're in right now. COVID has made the game industry boom in such a way. You know, there's a lot of different gaming studios, a lot of different tiered levels. So there's AAA gaming studios like EA, Activision Blizzard, right? There are AA, and they often do service work and work for hire for the AAA studios who farm out things. There's also indie game developers on all different platforms. They also come up with their own games and they do service work as well. Um, we, well, God, we talked to so many studios under the sun when we first started exploring this project. We have lots of friends at Unity. They introduced us to lots of different game developers who develop on all different kinds of platforms, whether it's for iOS or PlayStation or WebGL based game, which is what we're aiming to do. And we ended up a long time ago developing IP with the first game studio that we ever actually talked to. We love them. And a long time ago, we developed IP, which is our game design document, which is the blueprint for our game. And this can be submitted and taken to any studio. And then that is what the game is based off of. This is how every game starts, just like a script is a blueprint for a film or a show. Again, if we have any gamers in the audience or people who work in the industry, you can come tell me more details about that, because developing games is something that I've only done as a consumer products good on different arms. It's not something I've ever managed myself before. So it was really exciting going around and scouting all of these game studios and talking to everybody. We ended up talking to so many more studios. We found like an indie director in LA who we really liked. We found a studio up in Canada that we really liked. We started to figure out how we could combine all these different vendors into supplying different parts of the game, because that's normally how big productions get made. They are built by multiple companies. You know, when you sit through Marvel credits, you'll see 15 different post-production companies do visual effects, because they all bid and farm out for shots, and they all work in co-productions together across the world to create these things. It's super cool. It's super fun. So now that we have our game design document, that is the foundation for a game. And the timeline for it to be built is a 3 to 6 month period. In fact, I have the actual schedule sitting here from the document, which I'm going to tell you guys. So it's a 4 to 6 month timeline. And around week 4, the GUI is signed off. You get the website signed off around 8. Your alpha game test is ready somewhere around week 12. That's when community holders will get to play with it, give notes, start testing, work out a lot of the kinks, and that's our proof of concept. And then we start working up to week 16 is somewhere around the beta game test, and then we can have a market launch somewhere around 18 to 24 weeks. This is a pretty rapid timeline for a game like this. And this game is, just in case anybody who doesn't remember from details from the last AMA, which is what we're doing now, this is a mobile turn-based strategy fighting game. Again, so every NFT will be playable in the game. You have your NFT, it is your access and entryway to the game. When you are playing, there's going to be, so phase 1 and phase 2 development is, phase 1 is a working product. Now, phase 2 is going to be a play to earn tokenomics. And we have a few creative things that we plan on instilling there. So there's in-game currency and there's tokens. Now, we've been exploring with different game companies and different token companies about what is the most suitable thing to do in order to add value to this game in a play to earn tokenomics method that is legal and applicable for US citizens. A lot of these gaming companies, they are based around the world, and I know people use VPNs, but with a project like this and the people like this involved, we are not going to jump into development of an aspect of this project that we cannot fully control. We are not going to allow bad actors to get into our token launch or get into the token. We're not going to operate with a token that not everyone can use in the same manner. And the same goes for the tokenomics that are behind the game. So we've got some really fun stuff planned for it, and we're not going to implement anything until we know that it's safe and valuable for all of our consumers. So that's the tokenomics part, which is pretty fun. The platform is Android and iOS. It'll be Chrome only. It's not going to work in Safari because they don't have MetaMask integration. It should be playable on all mobile devices from a Samsung 7 Plus on Android and an iPhone 7 up. So anything newer than that will work. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of buzzes in my ear about other things. Anyways, so the let me jump into where I just left off, the crypto wallet integration. Yes, you'll be playing in phase 2 you'll be able to challenge each other like in all skills-based games for in-game currency. Some other stuff that we have for phase 2, because I know that's what everyone is really interested in, down the road type stuff. What we're looking to implement is a primary and a secondary marketplace for NFTs to be integrated into the game. There is cooperative and team gameplay. So right now, gameplay would work as one-on-one, peer-to-peer, or peer-to-AI. Down the road, we plan on having team gameplay. It could be 3x3, 4x4, just like when you're playing other games, which is super fun. There will be additional fighting animations, token integration, and then if it's as received as warmly as we think it will be, we don't want it to just be a private game. It'll be private for only NFT holders. But if the game builds up, then we want to open it to the public, and then we can put an in-game marketplace for in-game purchases, which could be characteristics and attributes to upgrade your players. Now, we talked about adding more value to the NFTs and what differentiates your fish from the other in terms of the game. So your fish are unique in many different ways. There's the visual representation with the rarity, and that is the metadata that is built onto the blockchain right now. Then there's gaming attributes. For gaming attributes, you're going to be able to cross-reference in the game database how unique or special this fish is, because the more hours you log in gameplay, the more XP your character gains. This is a pretty standard concept from many other games, and we're excited to integrate it here. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that happen. There are different attack defense modes, dexterity, stamina, defense, shields, all of these different attributes that you'll be able to gain XP and build up on. So that's super fun stuff. Let me go down to some more details about it and come back to my game development part. So we had a small internal video that was produced that we have. It's like 20 seconds that just shows us a rig test animating the characters to make sure that all NFTs were animatable. If anybody comes from animation, the way you animate characters, you don't just take a 2D image like what we have for our NFTs. You actually have to build an entire skeletal system. It's called a rig. And you have to build your rig so that they move the right way. So it was a huge challenge integrating our NFTs into the game development and making them be able to animate in between turn-based sequences. It looks rad. It's super fun. You'll see a lot more development when we get into game development inside our community down the road on our timeline. But it's hilarious. It's super cool. It's pretty violent. It's very weird. I love the way it looks. Super fun. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk to the community. I have this video. I can show it. It's for internal uses only. It's not a marketing video. It's incredibly short. I asked the developers to just cut it down to like 20 seconds. It's fun. We can talk about whether we release that or not. Hold on, I lost the thread. I'm coming right back. So we see the game as a big aspect here in terms of expanding the world. It'll have interesting levels, interesting lore. And the thing about a game like this, when you have a blueprint for a game like this, is it doesn't just need to live in the digital space. When we talk about brand applications and extending the brand and consumer goods, that leads into toy deals as well. And when I talk about like that, I'm actually talking about a physical IRL turn-based card game. It would be very similar to the digital game since we have the blueprint. And you take that, and we have relationships with manufacturers and producers who produce big consumer goods and have relationships with big box retailers like Walmart, for example, or Target. This might be one of the first times, which is like really the big fun about building a project in the space where you can circumvent traditional distribution systems for setting up projects like this. So, in the past, you would have to, if you created a physical game like this, you would have to go and pitch it to toy and game producers like Mattel or Hasbro or someone. There's a million of them. Hexbug, Spin Master. You go on. Develop a toy deal, a brand and licensing deal with them, and then go through their system, go through their relationships, go through their pipeline. Development is hell. This is one of the first times where we can actually assemble it, build it, and set up the distribution ourselves. That is some of the value of doing an independent project like this, where when you have ties to the industries that create these types of consumer products, is where you value from it and where you really see brand extension. And these were all revenue streams that would benefit the DAO. So there's very cool stuff like that that's going on. That's something we're exploring. It's again, we have to hit all of these milestones in order to accomplish all of these things. So it's not like we're going to be developing a IRL physical card-based game at the same time as the digital. One comes and then the next one comes, which is a lot of the reason why, if you go back to our minting roadmap, we look at it and we decided that pilot might be much more beneficial for growing the brand than developing the game in the first go. Now, if we hit all the milestones, we can do both. They still come on different timelines. The pilot is the most exciting, and I got to tell you why. It's because you have a sizzle piece and a proof of concept that represents the world, the characters, the mood and tone, and it really gives buyers and heads of acquisitions the right idea for how much, like, we call it legs, for if the project has legs, if it has these different kind of brand extensions. It's looking like it does, and that's very exciting stuff. For those of you who weren't for the pilot, so the milestone for minting the pilot, check it in the mint roadmap. It's like, I think it's 60%. That is super fun. Pilot development, again, would operate on a similar timeline, where we would develop a pilot for the show, 7-minute pilot, a Bible, and a Bible contains the entire blueprint for the series. So it contains a few scripts, series arcs, character arcs, mood and tone for the world, environments, concept art, and everything to expand the show. When somebody sees the pilot episode and they go, oh, I like this, I see it, where's the rest of it? And then you present them the Bible, which is the blueprint for the entire series. This is something that can be used to really launch all of the other applications. And when we talk about those, we've talked about game, we've talked about narrative, now we're talking about merchandise. Just like we started for fun, the digital wearable merchandise, there's room for physical merchandise as well. And that doesn't just stop at apparel. That's like the lowest hanging fruit. There's all kinds of interesting things to do in consumer goods. And when you say the word toys, most people think child's toys, which they certainly are. Children's toys don't normally have cigars and cigarettes in them like we do, or spliffs, or toothpicks, or waving Molotov cocktails. Adult toys do, just like adult animation has concepts like this. So that stuff is super fun, and that's what we're looking at to expand this brand in this space and have everybody here involved in it. Jason, Josh, can you just help me out and make sure my mic's still on, because I feel like I've been ranting for a while.
Yeah, you're still good.
Yep. Oh, exciting. Before I go back into some details from our game design doc, love to bring some people forward and engage in a dialogue with everybody about what they're learning right now or questions they might have about this development process. So let's open it up and bring some people forward. I see a lot of similar people who were here last night who might be getting a bit of redundancy, and some new people here tonight. Come on forward, ask some questions, be a member of our community. A lot of shy people. I'm gonna give you a second. If not, I might have to jump into okay. Oh, we got an oldie and a goodie who's jumping forward.
TNT Dad, welcome back.
TNT Dad has a lot of things to say and questions to ask.
Hey guys, I can only talk for a minute. I'm actually working right now. I'm actually driving, but I do have a couple questions on. You're talking about the play to earn and how it's the legality of it. Is there any timeline on the whether it's going to become legal? If there's anything in the works on that?
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a regulator, but we've been following regulations and talking to our legal teams. Everyone was really worried about what the Biden administration was going to pass with crypto regulation yesterday. Was it yesterday? All days are bleeding into them for me this last week. Yesterday, or the day before. Luckily, they just set up. They're going to set up a regulatory task force that's going to set up how exploring regulations might work. So there's a huge delay on that. It's sort of like in a weird gray area right now, where things are not illegal, but they're not necessarily legal. And again, we will not engage in a space where we cannot protect everyone involved in the project and our consumers. So yeah, listen, all these things, they can all happen tomorrow. You could launch a token tomorrow. You could implement tokenomics into a play to earn game. If you guys follow a lot of the big play to earn games, most of them are not US based. They are outside in Europe and in Asia, sometimes like in the Caymans if they're challenging or betting games because of legality issues. And technically, as a US citizen, you're not even allowed to participate in these games because of regulator protections that are put in place for US consumers. I know people do. I know they have VPNs. I know how all that works because a lot of people participate in that. So we're not trying to set something up that would expose anyone in any kind of way. So yeah, we could set this up in Asia today and have it up and running. However, as a US citizen, you're in icky territory when you're playing it. I know you're going to go play other games. I know that this exists as a project that is trying to behave differently in the space and operate with ethics. We are not interested in doing anything that exposes anyone in any way. So I don't have a timeline for you. I can tell you that the regulations change every day, and there's also wiggle room in what you're allowed to do and what hasn't been deemed possible yet. So we're exploring every avenue for that.
Okay, that kind of answers that. The other thing is you're talking about possibly releasing it to the public one day. Would there possibly be a way of us to rent out our characters to the public to possibly generate other income on it?
This is why we love TNT Dad. I think when the DAO gets established, TNT Dad should be the spokesperson. He comes up with these creative ideas over the last few days. Yeah, listen, there's stuff like that to explore. I feel like this is a DAO thing that the DAO should be able to check out and see because, of course, what we're talking about. So this is a great community involvement. I actually love this. This is something that we should all figure out together down the road. No, what we're talking about right now is so the first phase of the game will be private for NFT holders only. And if the game grows in popularity to the point where there's demand for it, I think that that's one way, like renting out NFTs might be something that you could do. But, opening it up to the public and allowing other people to play and participate, especially when you have the tokenomics implemented, are revenue streams for the brand that would also go and feed into the DAO. So it's a little both. It kind of adds both ways in what you're asking.
That seems to be your answer for everything. Send it to the DAO. I'm just
What because the last your questions specifically are like, but what about something on you asked like very down the road phase questions, and I'm like, oh, we're trying to like build the foundation. We haven't decided what the shape of the 14th floor bathroom window will look like yet. And that's what you and but that's interesting. We can talk about what the bathroom window looks like.
one final thing is, for instance, you said it's for NFT holders only. Like say, like my kids want to play with my NFTs. Can they only play it on my device, or can I hook it up on their device as well? And I'm about to pick up my rider, so I'll listen in.
Okay. So right now it's a WebGL based game. We actually explored having the having the player download an application onto their desktop. It's still a possibility. It really eliminates some WebGL based problems like ping, latency, bandwidth, distance from the server. But I don't know how much it will really improve gameplay. So for the answer to this question, I think what we're really looking at is down the road being able to have something beyond your MetaMask integration, because right now your NFT is going to be held in your MetaMask. We have MetaMask integration as a web jailbased game. I'm sure that if we had a desktop application, that you would implement that too. Your NFT is basically your entryway into the game. It's your admission ticket. So I think that anyone who plays has to have that to enter the game. So it'll probably be through MetaMask for now. Okay, great. I want to let you guys come up here and ask some more questions, but really fast. We haven't done this. As I said, we got a little blindsided by our immediate growth, and we have been catching up ever since. But we are going to set up a recording with the game developer and the studios so that we can talk and have a pre-recorded that answers a lot of these questions, that anyone who's interested in the project can come and tune in, as opposed to just hearing me describe elements of our blueprints. Okay, let's see if we can get it open to some more questions. In fact, we can scour I see we have one coming up.
Yep.
We can also scour the chat in the meantime and see if anybody has questions in there.
Go
ahead, you're up here. Who's talking?
We have two. Here's Acroborn. Go ahead and come on up, and we have another one after that.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey. So I'm very new to your server. It's great timing that you guys are doing an AMA pretty much within 24 hours of me joining a server, so I can hear more about what's going on. I heard about you guys from Los Lobos. It's another project that is giving away whitelist spots for you guys. I think I won one. I hope I do. And so yeah, I think I might send a ticket at some point to check on that. But yeah, sorry, it's 5 a.m. for me at the moment. I woke up for this AMA, so I'm trying to get my thoughts straight. So I guess on a little bit more directed towards me kind of question. Do you know if my whitelist will be? I see that you have sort of 3 different levels of sales. You have the private sales at 0.1 ETH, and then there's a 0.11 and a 0.12. Do you know which level I'll be coming in at if I did win the whitelist giveaway?
I can answer that. So if you won the whitelist giveaway, you will be eligible for private, so you'll get the best price. Be the earliest to mint. And to answer your other question about opening a ticket to check eligibility, we will have a wallet checker live on our website soon. Depending on when we received the list of addresses from the community, it may not be live yet, but we'll be posting an update of all the new addresses before mint. So you will be able to confirm 100%. But if you want to open a ticket, we can still help you out in the meantime. But we are going to have something live here pretty shortly.
Great, thanks. Because I'm also on Los Lobos side. I'm trying to figure out if they've actually sent you guys the list of
I believe
addresses
they
yet,
did
because
actually. I could check. If you have any other questions, you can keep going. I'll check and I'll let you know.
great, thanks. Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting game going on as well. Will there be any sort of tokens or other? So I guess you see a lot of other games where there's a listed token that you can use to either enhance your characters, or you can or your characters generated passively, and you can then trade it on an exchange. Do we have any sort of thing like that in the works?
Yes, we were just talking about some of those things that are in development. So we are exploring how to best implement an in-game currency, a token, have the underpinning tokenomics involved with that. Sometimes you have Axie has like a public trading coin that then funds the in-game currency that you switch around. We're exploring how to work that in. You're in Australia.
I'm actually from Hong Kong, but I'm currently on holiday in Thailand, so it's
You're so you're
5:39 a.m. for me.
so you're in listen, I'm not the greatest with accents, so it's late for me too. Sorry. So you're in a different part of the world where you are not subject to regulations that US citizens are. We have a lot of US citizens here in on this project. So they are subject to different regulations in terms of tokens and token launches. So we want them to be able to take full benefit and of the token, the in-game currency. So yes, that's always been a plan. It's on our website. It's part of the game. It's part of play to earn games. We are starting to be a play to earn game. So we have all that in development. So yes, that will happen. That is a phase 2 part. Phase 1 is just building the game first.
And Acreborn, I did just check. They did send over that form, so when we had that wallet checker live, you should be good.
So do I need to submit anything so that you will be able to check through the wallet checker?
No, sir. Actually, if you won, you will be ready to go on whitelist. I actually could probably check and see if your name is on here. And yeah, I see you. You're good to mint in private.
Great, great.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
absolutely.
So back to the token thing. So I guess we'll mint the NFTs tomorrow.
Yeah,
Uh, right after that, would there be any utility available to the NFT holders before the game launches?
yeah. The immediate utility is having the characters and having a vote in the DAO, because the DAO is going to be able to allocate funds that the brand generates to NFT holders. And much like with licensing, we want everybody who has fish to not only participate, but anyone who has fish that are being utilized in different parts of the brand in any way to also get special treatment as well. There are other participation communication levels that have to do with game development, pilot development, and brand development. So the utility here is not only going to be built in things that we have planned down the road, like tokens, tokenomics, and stuff like that, but it is being part of brand building and being able to participate in an earmarked portion of the revenue that the brand earns. This is you're new to the project, so I'll give you the 30-second background. This is a project brought about and conceived by a team of Hollywood executives. I am come from creative development. I'm an animation studio executive. I place shows and features at studios. I have at name brands and maybe studios that you haven't heard of. Some of them people don't know that create the most uh, animation content by volume, like Chorus Entertainment. Our characters are designed by an Academy Award nominated Disney animation director. So we have a lot that is going in the brand building space that is right inside our wheelhouse that we do. Um, Other people on the team are also brand builders. Another partner is the former head of Netflix, post production APAC. We have entrepreneurs, cannabis moguls, people who build companies and brands for a living. So we plan on jumping forward with this because it's what we do in our real lives, but we want to do it in the NFT space with community. Um, I look at this like being able to own Squidward before SpongeBob blows up, or having first access to Bart Simpson before The Simpsons became a thing. It's really exciting space to be in, and the creative utilities that are coming about. Some of them are, very crypto centric utilities like staking, which is perfectly fine. We love to do staking as long as we're sure all our U.S. citizens can do it as well. But participating and owning and having a membership and a vote in a DAO that's part of the brand is your real utility here. And that's the most exciting part. And that's what's different than every other project.
So on that point about the brand and about sort of spreading the brand royalties you earn from the brand, so do we own the brand or how does it work between you guys and us?
Yeah. You don't own the brand. So so revenue that the brand generates, portions of that is going to go to fund the DAO. And the DAO can do all kinds of things like make suggestions for the brand. We still run the core IP, but the DAO is going to be able to, and I get some bad examples are like pay out royalties is the wrong word. Decide to take funds and pay certain NFT holders whose fish are featured in different parts of the brand. In fact, I think that should just be a rule that's implemented from day one. Examples like that, or being able to, I don't know, I think the DAO should be able to set up or propose certain pathways for the brand to go explore. Like, say the DAO decides, oh, we actually, some of our members work in licensing and we want to set up a licensing deal to do this. Submit it, fund it, approve it. There can be all types of stuff that happens like that. Of course, again, the DAO's not going to control the core IP, right? That's like 5,000 cooks in the kitchen. That's crazy. But it will be able to suggest, and we can even have the brand, we can even submit lots of some brand decisions to voting as well, which is really interesting stuff, and be able to participate in that.
Does the DAO get a revenue share of the IP's earnings, or
Yeah, that's
how?
exactly what it is. Yes.
Okay. And will it be sort of like in the form of a? I know this. I'm not sure about the legality of this in America. I haven't really been too involved in US projects really. I know that if you just did a blanket distribution of ETH that you earn, that might trigger some tax issues, or maybe you might be considered a security or something. But
So
how would
exactly what we're trying to avoid is being deemed a security in any way. This is why being able to fund a DAO and have the DAO make decisions with funds is not a security. That's a decentralized authoritative organization that is deciding what to do with funds that appear in the wallet.
and how will the DAO receive that utility then if you can't distribute to us?
No, so I think you're not understanding. So no, the DAO will receive funds when funds are generated. And then the DAO can decide what to do with those funds that are in the community wallet. The brand isn't going to control that wallet, the DAO is going to.
Okay.
And
So
that is
rather than
not,
distributing to the individual person, you're distributing to the DAO, and then we as the DAO collective decide on what to
yeah,
do with that funds.
exactly. And we can place some rules in the DAO when we establish the DAO. Like, like a bad example is a rule that instead of gets voted on, a rule is characters that are being featured in different parts of the brand automatically get a certain percentage or something every time funds are allocated. There's all types of examples like that.
Okay. Do you have a ballpark figure in your head about how much of the IP's earnings the DAO would be entitled to?
Yes, and it actually gets into interesting information. So we have to allocate. We're making the DAO not a profit participant because that's an incorrect word, but the DAO will be paid commensurate out of the waterfall of the net profit. So again, when you set up deals with different studios and broadcasters, by the time the deal is structured, there is an amount that goes into net profit and the back end waterfall, and then the percentage of that is what will go into the DAO. So it's not like the DAO earns a percentage of gross revenue before overhead and taxes and producers and partners and broadcasters and distributors. Nobody gets paid until after all the overhead gets paid. I hope
Okay.
that answered some of your questions.
Yeah, it does. And so okay. And I guess once you guys have nailed on a percentage share, then you would announce that, right? And
Of course.
yep, yep. Okay.
Yeah. We're a slightly different team than I think in the NFT space. I don't know what projects you're in or what you're speculating on. We are a docs team. We're a team of brand builders. We're a team of entertainment executives with careers that we have painstakingly built on our credentials and our names. And we plan on this being our next big project. And this project, we want to have the Web3 space is where it's born, and the Web3 community as participants who benefit from the project, from being a part of the project, and essentially getting to participate in and have some small affect on the project as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are very in the space and very like experienced, uh, very experienced team. Yeah, I was just kind of trying to do some rough calculations in my head about valuations. That's why I was asking the percentages, but I understand it's still we haven't even minted yet. Um, uh, but just kind of like a ballpark figure. What do you guys think the after tax sort of
You're
portion that would go to the
asking
DAO?
you're asking me what revenue the brand will generate when we have to set up brand deals first, and then exactly structure those and figure out what comes in afterwards. We have put down an earnings fee that's going to go into the DAO. I love answering the questions, but it's like phase 9 questions when we're trying to get through phase 1 questions. Again, it's like we're talking about the foundation, and everyone wants to know what my bad example from before is what the bathroom windows are shaped like on the 13th floor. I can't tell you if it has filleted edges or if it has squared edges just yet. But
Understood. I just
oh
thought
yeah, totally.
the brand thing would sort of start from the day that you've raised. But yeah, I understand. This is just the fundraising portion of the whole project. So you raise the funds, then you can do the roadmap. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for your questions. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And I'm
thanks
sure
for
our
answering them.
community does too. Yeah, it's nice to have you here. It's really exciting to get exposure to an international community. We have a lot of people from all over the world inside of our Discord who I think are excited about the project, the art, and the brand. And it's really fun to talk to all types of people across the world and to see that this space really expands into different corners of the planet and the type of people who identify with projects like these. It's super cool. I appreciate you being here. Okay. Do we have any other questions coming up, or do we cruise the chat and make sure for anyone who is shy to come forward? Let me scroll through. Josh, Jason, if you see anything, let me know.
I'm looking right now. We had someone in here earlier. I think it was Love. I don't know if you want to come back up, but I'm perusing the chats right now, seeing if there's anything else we can do.
Okay, exciting. In the meantime, we do giveaways at these AMAs. We did one last night that was super fun and really weird, and I think we should go back and do it again. Let's see, what are we gonna do for one of our interesting giveaways? Last night we did fish voices, which was super fun. Maybe tonight we do something like, oh, okay. If tonight we get our best dojo fish chat, like let's go dojo fish or dojo fish to the moon. These are, by the way, suggestions from our moderator, who was a community member who has become a fixture in our Discord, who comes up with all of these fun ideas. He gives away free nitro all the time in our Discord. I know he's here tonight. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe Scumbum wants to host this before I jump into it. If he comes forward and comes up with a better way to smooth and streamline the process, we'll do it. So last night we did interesting dojo fish sounds. Tonight we're going to do a dojo fish pump. Anyone who's pumped about dojo fish and has a cool saying, something I want to say, the best one we're going to give away a free mint to. And I'll tell you what, whoever comes in second, I have whitelist spots reserves. I'm going to give a private whitelist spot too. So come on forward, get an order. Your best dojo fish pump, your biggest amp, the thing you're most psyched about, you scream it out loud and we will vote on it. And then we'll give out a free mint. Oh, no one's got anything good?
Oh, we have
There we go.
splats. Splat
Someone's
come
got
up.
something good. I mean, all the guys with the fish, at least, as their profile pics.
Welcome, Splat.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Splat? What you got? What's the most exciting thing?
I have no idea, but we'll go with something. Dojo!
Okay.
That's it. That's the type of energy we're looking for. That was good. All right, who's gonna rival Splat? Oh, we got shy people in here tonight, huh? All right. Well, if that's oh, here we go. Here we go. A couple more pilot in finally.
Okay. Let's go with, I think it's Acreborn. Let's see what you got. I'll come back.
Guys, I'll go with the obvious one. Dojo fish to the moon!
It was good. It was a good entry. All right, we got another one.
Yep,
I'll bring him up.
Ductig. Okay.
You hear me?
Yes. Our man from Sweden. What's up?
This is Mr. Miyagi. Danielson, we must go do the dojo fish! New! Now! Let's go to the moon!
Okay. All right. That was fun. That was a very aggressive and themed dojo fish yet. That was fun. Come on, guys. A couple more. We're giving out a min pass here in whitelist spot. So far, we've got 3 entries. And that's going to be the 3. All right. We're calling it. Nope. There we go.
We had one more.
One more.
Sweet Jane Goddess. Let's see what you got. Welcome. Looks like you're muted.
How's that?
Yep.
I couldn't let just 3 of them go. Come on, y'all. What's going on? Make
Another
a
one
fool of
too.
yourself. Let's go. Dojo.
What you got, Sweet Jane?
Dojo. I forgot. Dojo. Oh God, I forgot. Dojo. He's our man. If anybody can win it, I can.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Thank you for participating. Last night you had some fun fish sounds.
Yeah, you couldn't hear him. You know that.
Thank you.
Come on, y'all.
All right, we got another
Love.
one.
Okay, Love.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Dojo. You ain't got nowhere to go but dojo.
I like that one.
Love it. Super fun. Okay. All right. Those are the participants. That's what we got. This is a very subjective and arbitrary process. Splat, you won the free min pass. That was super fun. Everyone else, we have a tie for third. So second place, the winner is I'm gonna butcher. It's Love. Love, you came up here, and the noted participants who we appreciate, Acreborn, Sweet Jade, um, our Swedish man Skutig. I know Duktig. I know I butchered it. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. I'm going to open it up just to any final questions about anything we've discussed or anything that anyone's missed about the last few conversations about our art, our artist, our brand, our pilot, our game, our game design document, our minting schedule, Decentraland wearables, the Decentraland Dojo. Any questions at all? And if you don't answer them now, ask them now. That's fine. You can always ask them in the chat. We are in the chat way too much. And so are a lot of other members of our community who love talking about Dojo Fish and are quite informed. Oh yes.
Looks like TNT Dad
Dad.
and Pandatch after. All right, TNT
Got
Dad.
some regulars. I love it.
Oh, I was trying to get in on there on the little contest you're doing, but I had a rider in the car, but I just dropped him off, so I don't have any more questions. But I do have my little thing that I was going to do. Is I get knocked down, but I get up again because I'm a dojo fish. I get knocked down, but I get up again because I'm a dojo fish.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pandatch, looks like you were. There you go.
Yep. Wanted to know exactly how the fish passes were going to work. Were they going to make the mint out of the, when we mint 5, we get 1? Does that count towards one of the 5, or is that going to be sent to us? How does the fish pass exactly work?
Oh,
Ooh.
for anyone who has a mint pass. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that all those details are pretty much ready to go live. I was waiting for us to kind of round it up and
Oh, my
add
bad.
that to the closeout. But you can explain it, Justin. It's going to be written for everyone else so that missed the AMA, Pandetch.
I can. Anyone who has a free mint pass, like I know you have 1 or maybe 2, you will get those airdropped to your wallet. It won't happen in the first minute of minting. It'll happen throughout the minting process. So whatever you go and mint yourself are completely separate from your free mint.
Gotcha. And the private whitelist, we mint, and we can't mint more than 5. So then we would just wait till it goes to like completely public sale to mint more from the same address, or if we.
Yes, I actually don't know Josh, do you know the details about the wallets and the transactions?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Pandetch? I'm multitasking.
Yeah, there's a limit to how many you can mint, but when it fully opens to the public, like not the secondary, the third tier, we can just mint again.
Yeah, correct. I'll get a definite answer from our dev Toby, but that's my understanding of how things are going to operate after we get to the open sale or the public sale. Those limits will be removed.
No problem. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we
Yeah,
have.
are there any more? Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, JPin34, if you want to come up. Welcome up. Can you hear us?
No.
Yeah, I can hear you.
5, are we meant to 5 dojo fish? Thing, but how would we get that? Would it just get airdropped in randomly at some point?
Is he cutting out for you, Justin?
Yes.
JPin.
I think I understood his question though. I think he asked if for the buy 5 get 1 free. I think that's what he was asking. So no, when you there'll be the option when you mint, and if you buy the 5 and get 1 free, you will mint 6 fish, and 6 fish will appear in your wallet when they're sent there. Is that correct, Josh? I believe that's how it works.
To my understanding, yes.
Sorry, once again, repeat the question. I'm multitasking.
When the buy 5 get 1 activates, they'll actually just mint 6 fish, correct?
Correct. Yep, that's the way it's designed to work. You mint 5, pay for 5, and 6 will be sent to your wallet.
I hope
you catch
that
the
answered
answer,
your question.
JPin? Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's having some connection issues. I hope we got your question answered there. Maybe you could type some in chat.
If you can't hear JPin, it's going to be written in the launch details, which are about to go live any minute.
Okay, great. TNT Dad, he's going to have some phase 42 questions for us. Let's see what he's got.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I know the answer. It's going to the Dow. No, I actually have a question on the mint. Are there going to be placeholders for the fish, or are they going to be revealed immediately?
No, they're not going to be revealed immediately. We're gonna have a delayed reveal. I don't know what the hours are. We're possibly gonna have like a 72 or 96-hour reveal. We think it's very exciting. We have finished all of the art. If you were in the Discord for the last week or 2 weeks, you got to see. I know you heard about this last night. This is for everybody else. TNT died. You got to see Aaron hand drawing the super rare one of ones. They're already implemented into the collection. So if you were here 2 days ago and watched Aaron working, that artwork is already implemented in the collection. The collection is already live, and it's already, the contract's finished. They'll be ready for tomorrow. And it's pretty fucking cool looking, guys. I'm pretty impressed with a lot of these characters. They look so funny and so rad and so badass and so irreverent. The reveal is going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we should have a reveal party in the Decentraland Dojo. Food for thought.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's super fun. And everybody can wear their Dojo fish wearables.
We have a question in general chat.
Yes.
Justin, I don't know if you saw from Try PMA. He said, question for the AMA: how come Aaron Blaze is not posted to his Instagram or Twitter much? He wants to know if he's really associated with the project and asking about that.
Yeah, sure. I have no idea. I spoke to Aaron earlier this morning. I think we can ask him and see what he's posting, or if he hasn't. He has his own brand, so his social isn't NFT geared at all. He teaches art classes, animation, Photoshop techniques, light painting, illustration, direction, composition to people all over the world. I think his accounts are mainly geared towards that. He certainly posted about Dojo Fish in the past, and he's in the Discord quite often. Sometimes just chatting, sometimes doing live streams and AMAs. We can ask him about it and see what he says and see what we can get.
Yeah,
But if
and
you
to add on to
yeah.
that, as Justin said, he has been in here doing some of the one-on-one NFTs for us, which we recorded, did some little speed edits for our Twitter. So you can see him actually doing some of the art live on our Twitter. And I know the one-on-ones, the one-of-ones are done for this collection, but I'm sure he'd be willing to make another appearance. He has a good time when he comes to hang out here. So maybe we can get him to come through for another AMA after we get through Mint and hang out again.
Oh, definitely. He'll come back, of course. Okay, super cool. Guys, we'll be in the chat. We're in the middle of a live launch, so it's all hands on deck. We are around, all of us in the Discord. Feel free to just chat with us and ask us questions. We are going to be here to do our best to ensure a smooth and ethical and evenly distributed mint, so that everyone has a good time and everyone ends up getting the fish they want, so that we can go on and make this brand that's fresh fish out of fresh off the boat, fish out of water stories, and all of our different applications. Super fun stuff. I really appreciate everyone being here tonight, and we'll pop into the chat and see what other things there are to talk about. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Happy Saturday, and
Real quick,
talk soon.
everyone.
Oh.
Before we hop off, sorry. I should have said this earlier. The launch details are about to go live right now, where you guys can read in one spot all the details about mint timings, the rewards for minting, some fun community stuff we're gonna have. We're gonna have a ton of fun on Mint Day for any minters and people engaging in the chat. So stick around. Some free mints will be going out and some fun. So that's going live as soon as we hang up this. So watch out for the announcement and the new channel that's going to be posted. So I'm looking forward to any feedback and questions you guys have. We're about to have the wallet checker live as well. So look out for that. You guys can put your minds at ease and go check and make sure you are indeed whitelisted. And it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. Everyone get some rest because we're going to have some fun in here.
Super cool. I just missed it, Josh, because you cut out for me for the last part. Did you hinted at some of the fun stuff that's going on during Mint?
We are gonna keep some of it reserved. There's a little hint
Okay,
in there
all right.
about what we have going on tomorrow during the first few hours of Mint. But we have a lot in store, guys. So stick around. Not all of it is revealed in the launch details, but there's some hints in there. So look forward to it, guys.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you to our community and to our wonderful team. These guys are working around the clock behind the scenes. You have no idea how busy they are, how much effort they put in, how time consuming their roles are. They're juggling this project, their lives, their families. Josh, who's up here, who is our community manager, he just had a child 2 days ago, and he's still working through trying to make this launch happen for everybody. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Let's go, Dojo Fish to the moon.
Now that was worthy.
Awesome.
All right. I'll see you guys in the chat. Thanks, Jason.
Yep. Thanks, Tristan. Bye-bye, guys.